What is going on, Brownie Bros? Welcome to our playoff team builder. This week we are taking on the Minnesota Mudkips in the first round of the playoffs, or the quarterfinals. There are 8 teams, or there are 6 teams left, but it's still technically, so it's not really the quarterfinals. It's the wild card round, as it were. So we are taking on the Minnesota Mudkips. We have faced a team before, but we have not faced a trainer. There is a new trainer. He entered midway through the season after we had already beaten this team. So it'll be a different style than last time. We're going to be bringing a far different team. So as you can see on the screen, these are the options that Minnesota has. Heatran, Zygarde, Clefable, Mega Scizor, Reuniclus, Raikou, Zoroark, Salazzle, Crabominable, and Poliwrath. And then Vigoroth here at the bottom. So every single week he's been a part of the league, he's brought Heatran, Clefable, Zygarde, and Mega Scizor. Those seem to be the 4 that he always brings. Full disclosure, I have already battled him. The battle's already happened. So it's going to be a little bit weird me breaking down, but I'm just going to do the best I can to go through the thought process I had while building this team. But watching the replays, those were the 4 Mons that I thought he would bring. The other Mons that I was scared of were Reuniclus, Raikou, Salazzle, and Poliwrath. Out of those 8 Mons, those were really only the 8 Mons that he has brought since he's been in the league. He hasn't brought Zoroark, he hasn't brought Crabominable, he hasn't brought Vigoroth. Surprisingly, he brought Poliwrath twice, Salazzle only once, I believe, Raikou a couple of times, and Reuniclus only once as well. So those top 4 were the ones I was scared of. And then looking at my team, looking at the options that we had on our side of the field, I thought Poliwrath might be a good choice for him because of Landorus. And because that Landorus is there as well as Greninja, I didn't think he would bring Salazzle. So I was very scared of Reuniclus, Raikou, and Poliwrath. But obviously, you know, I prepared for really everything. Although, I will say, Crabominable, Zoroark, and Vigoroth, I really didn't. But I prepared for those 8, I'll say. So what we ended up bringing was, whoops, I was just trying to figure out what the input was for Pokepaste for Zygarde, this is very similar to what we did bring last time against this team, which was, at the time, I think the name the Mudketeers. This time we brought our special Sandforce Landorus with Earth Power, Sludge Wave, HP Ice, and Rock Polish. Rock Polish Lando is always the key to us winning. We have the HP Ice for Zygarde. We outspeed. We are timid, which means we guarantee outspeed Zygarde if it's not Scarfed. And then we also outspeed, I believe, Rash. Yes, we outspeed Rash Raikou if he were to bring that, which he has brought a couple of times. And the times he didn't bring Rash Raikou, it was not shiny. So, if the Raikou is shiny, I'm going to assume it's Rash. So that's why we are going full speed investment there. We just have 4 HP, so we can take some of that priority, the potential E-Speed and Bullet Punch, a little bit better. Not really. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Sludge Wave. We are Poisonium Z. Sludge Wave is here for the Clefable. Clefable seems like a decent switch for him onto this Mon. And really one of his only switch-ins, unless he brings Reuniclus. Scizor is also a decent switch-in as well. So, I mean, if we look at the calcs here, with our, you know, I assume he's going to, you know, I assumed he would bring either Unaware or Magic Guard. So if you look at Magic Guard, and I'm actually in the wrong generation here. So we're going to go back to Gen 7 because we do have the option for Z-moves. But if we look here, we can see that a Z Sludge Wave does, I mean, it kills. And worst case scenario, if he's fully specially defensive, it still does like 96% or something at the max. So that's a huge amount of damage. We can get rid of Clefable. And then Earth Power is obviously Stab. It hits Salazzle if he happens to bring it. It hits Raikou. It hits Heatran. One-shots Heatran, obviously, unless he has a Shuka. Actually, even if he does have a Shuka Berry, I'm pretty sure it one-shots Heatran. So this is our win con, as it always is. We then have our Scarf Greninja. Just enough speed to outspeed his fastest Pokemon. And we are Scarf, so we have Ice Beam for Zygarde, and, you know, just stab Ice Beam is not the worst thing in the world. We also have, oops, moving this around. We also have Gunk Shot for Clefable, Hydro Pump for Heatran. I should mention, I did expect him to bring Specially Defensive Heatran because that's the only variant he has brought. Since he's been a part of the league, he has only brought specially defensive Heatran. So, Hydro Pump, I was going to run Surf, but I felt like I needed to run Hydro Pump to do more than 50% to Scizor as well, to be guaranteed do more than 50% if he's specially defensive Scizor. So, just in case we're locked into that. And then we have HP Fire for Scizor as well. But he has some good synergy there with the Scizor and the Heatran. Like, you can't just fire move it because you're afraid. But he has 0 ground resistances, or he has 0 ground immunities, I should say, and also 0 resistances. So that's super nice. We then have Bronzong with Toxic, Iron Head, Stealth Rock, and Earthquake. With the Shuka Berry, we are heat proof. So if I bring up the calcs here, especially defensive Heatran, like I said, that's what he brings. With our heat proof, Lava Plume only does 23 to 28%, and then Earthquake on the counter does like 64 to 76%. So we just take Lava Plume really well. And also, I figure if he's gonna bring 1,000 arrows, what's the point of even having Levitate? Obviously, like, we get one non-super effective hit, but like at that point, it doesn't really matter. I doubt he's going to click 1,000 arrows on Bronzong anyway. So like, why would he? Because he would probably click something else if Zygarde is in. So I figured this was the way to go. And also for Clefable here, Iron Head does a good amount of damage, 31 to 46%. I mean, so, and then Toxic, if he doesn't bring Magic Guard, if he's unaware, Toxic is nice. We can also hit the Zygarde with Toxic as well, so he can't set up. That's really what Bronzong's here for. Bronzong is really just a Heatran counter. It's to bait it in and then counter, and then also a Rock Setter. We also have our Choice Scarf Gardevoir with Moonblast. Moonblast is good stab, hits Poliwrath for super effective damage, hits Zygarde for super effective damage. People don't really expect Scarf Gardevoir, so it's something that I bring. If people watch my matches, they'll know that I bring Scarf Gardevoir a lot. We do have the trick to potentially trick it onto Clefable. This is also my Reuniclus counter if he brings that to trick Choice Scarf onto Reuniclus. And then we have HP Fire for the Scizor if we can catch it on a switch-in. And then Healing Wish, I think, will be really nice, especially looking at the next Pokemon. Since we don't have Synthesis on Venusaur, if we take some damage and we know we need that Healing Wish to live a Bullet Punch or an Extreme Speed, or to a Bullet Punch and an Extreme Speed, that's something that, I feel like will be really, really important. I was thinking about bringing Wish, but nah. I realized I just brought Synchronize. I probably should have brought Trace. But Synchronize is okay, too. Synchronize is not a bad ability as well. Yes, so Healing Wish I think was something that I really wanted to bring. We just do have max attack though, max speed, just to get the most out of our Moonblast and HP Fire. We then have our 4-attack Mega Venusaur, Earthquake, Hidden Power, Fire, Sludge Bomb, and Giga Drain. I know this is like a crazy EV spread, 252 HP, 156 attack, 100 special attack, and then we are relaxed, so we're positive defense nature. I was going to try to speed creep Heatran, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, speed was the one thing that I felt like I could take the negative nature on. So if we bring up our Venusaur here, and we look at Clefable, Sludge Bomb does a heck of a lot to Clefable. If we bring up Heatran, especially defensive, 82 to 98%, like that's huge damage. Lava Plume is only doing 26 to 31%. Poliwrath, which, this is also, even if it's a special tank, Giga Drain is a 2-co, easy. And then Scizor, Mega Scizor is the other thing this kind of counters. That's Mega Sceptile, Mega Scizor, Bullet Punch, and, we'll even stick U-Turn on there. We take it pretty well, and we can 2-hit KO it with the HP Fire. So Venusaur deals with a lot on his team. Finally, we have Blastoise. Yes, Blastoise is making an appearance in a super long time. We have Scald, just to get that potential burn on Scizor. I was thinking about bringing Liquidation for Spadef Heatran, but I decided to go with Scald. I didn't want to take a negative nature in anything else. And then also Ice Beam is there for the Zygarde, and then if we look at Zygarde, like if we go Uber 1,000 waves or whatever, you know, we can see here that we take 1,000 arrows pretty well, and then if we put the extreme speed on him, you know, 15-18%, if we make him, you know, max attack, we're still eating those up. And then Ice Beam obviously is a very easy to hit KO. Rapid Spin, just in case, you know, he hasn't brought any, he has not, or I think I've only seen him put up rocks once, but obviously rocks can be a problem with our team, especially with our frail mons, and I just don't want that chip to take instead, you know, so we can take an extreme speed and a bullet punch. Haze is there if we trick the Reuniclus, or if we just want to switch it into Reuniclus and Haze. That's what that's there for. We have leftovers. We're fully physically defensive, so we can eat up hits. Mons I was considering Delphox with the Psychic Terrain to prevent E-Speed and Bullet Punch, but decided that wasn't good enough. You know, last time I think we actually brought the Psychic Terrain Delphox with Hidden Power Ground and Flamethrower for the Scizor, but I felt like Gardevoir was better, especially with the Healing Wish tech. And, you know, really, Venusaur, Bronzong, Greninja, Landorus come most weeks, and then Gardevoir, Blastoise, you know, are the two sort of subs in there. Hydreigon was another option for us, as well as Stoutland or Tyranitar. I was thinking Tyranitar or Hydreigon for the taunt and to potentially trap the, what's it called? To potentially trap Reuniclus with the Pursuit with Tyranitar, and to be able to taunt or Tailwind with Hydreigon or Dark Pulse. But I decided to go with these two mons. I felt like this gave us the best shot to win, and also we're probably more unpredictable sets, which, you know, I always like to run. Alright, so like I said, I already battled. The battle will be going up tomorrow. This is going up pretty late on Friday, but the battle will be going up in the afternoon tomorrow. Let me know what you guys would have done differently if you had to prepare for this team. Make sure you, if you did enjoy, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our TBA battles for the next season or this season, or, you know, any of our videos really, because, you know, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Well, I do, because it happened, but who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. But we are still in the midst of a Pokemon Shield upload. So I know I haven't uploaded in a couple days. We'll get that going again next week. I've obviously finished the game. I'm also starting to stream on Twitch. I've been streaming for 3 out of the last 4 days. Make sure you go check that out. It's twitch.tv/BigTimeBrownie. The link will be in the description below. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Remember, one video from Big Time keeps your life sublime. So until next time, bye.